Welcome everyone. Imagine you're visiting three different companies. In first company, every employee works in their own department, and in second company, everyone is focused on one big project. And in third, employee seems to report to two different project managers at the same time. Even though these companies may build similar products or deliver similar services, the way they are organized is completely different. That internal setup is called organizational structure, and it is one of the most important concept in project management. And it decides who has authority, how decisions are made, and how resources are assigned, and ultimately how smoothly a project runs. Now, why it matters. As a project manager, understanding the organizational structure helps you know who can approve decisions, where to escalate issues, and how much authority you will actually have. In some organizations, you will mainly be coordinating work, while in other, you will lead the entire team and make key decisions. In this video, we'll explore four common organizational structure: functional, projectized, matrix, and hybrid. And we'll compare them using simple example and real life scenarios so they are easy to remember. So let's begin with the most traditional structure: functional organization. In functional organizations, employees are grouped according to their expertise. All HR professionals sit together, all finance people work together, and all IT professionals report to IT manager. Imagine a bank, it wants to upgrade its employee attendance system. Herein, HR will provide the business requirement, IT team will develop the software, your finance team will approve all the budget, and procurement will purchase all the licenses. But notice something important: each department still reports to its own manager. So, if a project manager needs a developer urgently, he cannot simply assign one. He must first request the IT manager. So that's why the project manager has a very little authority in a functional organization. They will coordinate meetings, will follow up on progress, prepare reports. But when it comes to major decision making, like assigning people, approving leaves, that remains still with functional managers. Bottom line is functional organizations work very well for routine operations, but when the project becomes large and complex, this structure can slow down decision making. Now let's move to the exact opposite of functional organizations. This is called projectized organization, where everything revolves around the project. Suppose a company has won a contract to build a airport terminal. A dedicated project team is formed comprising of civil engineers, architects, electrical engineers, procurement specialists, finance and quality team. They all work together on this one project. They don't report to their department managers anymore. They report directly to project manager. And project managers now decide who work on which task, project schedule, budget allocation, resource planning, and priorities. And if any additional resources are needed, project manager can usually approve it directly. This makes decision making much faster. Let's think about making a movie now. One film, a director, camera crew, actors, makeup artist, editors, everyone focuses on that one movie. While and once the shooting finishes, this entire team moves on to another film. Projectized organizations work exactly the same way. In PO or projectized organizations, we have faster communication, faster decisions, clear accountability, and high customer focus. The only downside is that once project ends, entire team usually moves to another projects. So resource planning becomes very important. Now, here is the interesting part. Most companies today actually do not use pure functional or pure projectized structure. They use something in between called matrix organization. And in matrix organization, employee often have two bosses. Consider Rahul a software engineer. He reports to IT manager for career growth, training and appraisals, but he also report to project manager for daily project work. So Rahul receives instructions from two managers here, and this is called dual reporting. Now in matrix we have three different flavors. We have weak matrix. In weak matrix, the functional manager decides who work on which project, resource allocation and priorities. The project manager here mainly coordinates the activities. He has a very low power. And then we have balanced matrix wherein both managers discuss and jointly make decisions. And authority is shared here. And this is probably the most common setup in IT companies. Now, finally, we have strong matrix. In strong matrix, project manager has greater level of authority, and functional manager mainly provides technical support and career guidance. Now, finally, let's look at hybrid organization with the help of an example. Imagine a large automobile company. Now, this company will have manufacturing department work like functional organization because production is happening every day. But when it comes to launching a new electric vehicle, a dedicated cross functional project team is created. So companies can use different organizational structure for different departments. But remember the simple rule. In functional organizations, functional manager has the higher power. In projectized organization, project manager has the power and authority. And in matrix, the power is shared. And finally, for hybrid, it's a combination depending upon organization's needs. Now that we've explored all four organizational structure, let's bring everything together with one simple comparison. In a functional organization, department manager hold the most authority. The project manager mainly coordinates work but depends on functional manager for people and resources. In matrix organization, authority is shared, and depending upon whether it's a weak, balanced or strong matrix, the project manager gains more or less control. But coordination between managers is essential. And in projectized organization, project manager has the highest level of authority. A project team is fully dedicated to project, making communication faster and decisions quicker. And finally, hybrid combines the best aspect of different structure. That's why they are so common today. And herein organization can choose the approach that fits best each department or project. And if you're preparing for PMP or an interview, remember this simple sequence. Functional. Functional manager has the power. Matrix, power is shared. Projectized, project manager has the power. And hybrid, herein organization choose the best mix. And with that, you have learned one of the most fundamental concept in project management. And let's finally wrap it up with one thought. Congratulations, you now understand how organizational structure influence the way projects are managed. Remember, two companies can be working on similar project, but the experience of a project manager can be entirely different depending on the organizational structure. So whenever you join a new company or start a new project, one of the first question to ask is, how is this organization structured? The answer will tell you a lot about communication, decision making and your role as a project manager. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with somebody who is preparing for PMP or project management interview, and subscribe for more practical project management lessons made simple. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon in the next video. Until then, happy learning and happy project managing.